When being brokenhearted is really dumb.
Ooh, Yaoi review.
Hi everybody, it's Corbin, and today I am here to talk to you about False Memories by Isaku Natsume. We shall read the back and get into the nitty-gritty. Although they were best friends in high school, Nakano and Suda haven't talked in 10 years, which may have something to do with the fact that they were more than best friends, but also that Suda broke Nakano's heart, leaving him to pick up the pieces. Now that they've been thrown back together thanks to a work project, Nakano is determined to put the past behind him, and both men decide to keep the relationship strictly professional. The question is, can they? This is rated M for mature. It's published by Sublime Manga and Shishikan. We shall really talk about this now. Now, if you guys like yaoi, give me a like and a favorite, and share this with a friend who does, because I review these every week, and I would love to have more people to talk to about this. So yeah, let's go ahead and open this up and talk about art style. It opens up with a very pretty kind of colored page, which is very traditional for Sublime. It isn't the best art I've ever seen Sublime put up as their part of their work, but it isn't bad. It feels very juvenile in a way, and it's just how I feel about it. It's not beautiful, it's not bad, it's just not as refined as I'm used to seeing from them. And then here's the first starting page, which is pretty much how apparently this whole mess starts. Art style wise, it's appealing, it's nice. One thing I have to say is a lot of the characters meld together. The two main characters, if their hair color had just slightly changed, like if the darker hair had gotten a little lighter, I would never know the difference between the two, really, because they're so drawn so similarly. The other characters you run into, I personally find it a little confusing, because you have these two nerdy kind of guys, which one is a heavy-set otaku, and the other one's kind of like a beach bum otaku. So it includes some, I don't even remember where he comes from. He works for the company, I guess. I'm confused by some of these characters because they all look so similar. They all have the same nose, the same facial structure. There is a height difference between the characters. I don't know if I can find a good example of that. Actually, there isn't really a height difference. Here's the two main characters together. Literally, the difference is blonde and dark hair. That is literally the only difference. I cannot... plotline-wise, I do have to say that this isn't my favorite. It isn't bad by any means. This is just a very wordy volume. I felt like every chance they got, there were constantly word bubbles around text, around dialogue. I'm trying to find you an example, because it happens a lot, and it just felt like every 5 seconds I was having to read a novel in between what was actually happening. So there's always this kind of stuff everywhere. Always tons of backgrounds, internal dialogue, internal monologues, all over the place. And it didn't matter where we were. Like, in here, we're at a bar, and it's awkward, and just all of this up throughout here. It adds so much extra time to reading something that shouldn't have been this long. So the entire premise is, it's a little kind of smaller toy company wanting to work with a company called Randai. Wink, wink. And they're pursuing toys, and they're making toys, and literally the relationship buds back up because they run into each other. I, for the life of me, can't tell you why it felt like this took 6 or 7 years to read, but it took a long time. I'm not a slow reader, but it was just wordy. The plot felt really slow and overly thought out and overly contrived. It felt realistically like someone in high school wrote the script for this. The art-wise, it's not bad. It's actually very pretty art-wise at the end of the day. I think it's just the plot really hurt the art in regards to this. It's very slow-moving. Now, there's 2 volumes to this, so I will be reading the second one because I'm a completionist in that regard, and I don't like having random side series not finished. So, yeah, I'll let you guys know. Not necessarily my favorite. I would say, if you could avoid it, you don't have to. This would be definitely 2 stars out of 5. I'm just not a big fan. Plotline-wise, it was just very random towards the end. There's no signs of competition for the boy's affection, and then all of a sudden there's another guy interested out of nowhere. It was just odd. So yeah, if you guys have read this before, let me know down in the comments, because I would really love to get someone else's opinion on this, and I'd greatly appreciate it, because it kind of feels like I ramble to myself 90% of the time. So if you guys have questions or comments, shoot them down below. Give me a like, a favorite, subscribe, and share this with a friend who likes yaoi, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
You like what you see? Then...
Subscribe!